DQM3 Dog Prince is a disappointing third entry to the DQM series. Disappointing not to the casual fans, but the veterans of the genre. DQM is a great package if you are looking to spend some time away from Pokemon and catch some cute monsters. It is a disaster in catering to the die-hard fans of the previous games. Joker 3 was a gold standard for the DQM games, but unfortunately for fans, it didn't see a Western release. The amount of things to do in it for both casual and veterans fans are staggering and monumental. What seemed to be the golden age was abruptly stopped when they announced Joker 3 is the final entry of the series. After what seemed forever, new DQM was released. I say released, not announced. As a person following this niche, I was flabbergasted when I only knew the game existed after it got released. The marketing for this game is abysmal. I was excited to play this game when I first saw the gameplay videos and such, but I was sooner greeted with an unpleasant surprise. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this is a bad game. I am just ranting my frustration on the wasted potential of this genre. If you're a fan of Pokemon but fatigued with current gen, then hop on this game and have a banger of time. With that said, let's get into the parts which DQM3 gets right. DQM3 is a step in the right direction, though it might be off a step, still in the right direction. For that, I appreciate it. Unlike DQM Joker 3, this game is released to the Western audience too, which reflects in the sales number. For a game which is in market in March, it sold over a million copies. One of the most important and game-changing feature is 2x battle speed. Though it might look like a minor change, it is so important in this genre as a whole. For the first half of the game, the battle systems feel quite fresh, but after it gets stale no matter what. As RPG games are grind heavy, having a 2x battle speed mode makes it easier to grind. Though I quickly adapted to the battle speed, it makes grinding not a chore and somewhat fun experience. 2x battle speed go in hand with the auto battle system and the auto save system. JRPG players know the frustration of pressing the action button over and over till the letters fade. But with auto battle system, it's no more. Still, mashing the action button is needed, but not like the legacy titles degree. You would also know the immense pain of losing a battle while grinding because you didn't save for the last 2 hours, and now you need to grind for another 2 hours. Though most modern games almost made this disappear, JRPG games still ask this. With autosave, which saves after every battle, this pain point is also removed. But if you are a masochist, then you can turn it off in the settings. The AI of the battle system is almost competent enough for you to sit back and relax while grinding. Though introduced as a DLC, Dawn Mold Expansion Pack offers a solution for catching synthesis only monsters. In previous entries, few monsters won't be present in the overworld, due to which you need to catch the parent monster again and again and synthesis them. This is solved in DQM3 by introducing the Dawn Mold dungeon, which contains the monster which we have already captured and synthesized. Though the monsters are random in the dungeon, you would easily capture the certain monster, then finding the parent and synthesizing them. All these are minor enhancements, which are done in many games in varying capacity. But DQM containing all this greatly improves the quality of the gameplay. DQM 3, unlike Joker 3, didn't stay in as a console exclusive. It is released in several platforms such as Switch, mobile, and mainly PC. Stepping into the market, which even Pokemon have not ventured, is a good deal as many try it out. And the ports are not bad like the current gen of the games. I personally played it on the mobile and had a blast with no issues, no crashes, no visual bugs. Being bugless and glitchless in this era of games is rare, but they provided it. The graphical improvement from 3DS era to Switch is visually insane. The monster designs are as always one of the amazing part of the games. The environmental designs also stand out. The complete visual package is engaging and smooth to look at. Following the 3DS era, the monsters are present in the overworld, giving us a choice in battling the monster if we wish or avoid it entirely. Though monsters are being afraid of us and running is one of the fun moments to watch for me. The aggressiveness of the monsters change depending on the monsters and your monster's level. The wild monsters might run away from you or run at you. The world of the DQM is also interactive. There are quite a lot of things to do in the overworld, like collecting monster eggs, which are hidden in the map or present in a place which requires some platforming. DQM3 introduces a unique blend of monster eggs, where collecting them instantly gives you the monster. There are even few monsters which are egg only. There are several types of eggs which gives you a different ranks of monsters accordingly. Eggs are also not finite. Once collecting all the eggs in a map, it will reset, but the egg spawn rarely varies, making it easier to farm, which might be intended by the developers. DQM also introduced the season and events. I call these events not in a smaller scale, but map altering ones. There are four seasons: the winter, autumn, spring, and the summer. The monsters varies in the overworld according to the seasons. The events also influences this. The events include starry sky, acid rain, fire rain, sandstorm, and such. Few platforming segments can only be done in certain seasons, which makes the gameplay in platforming quite a bit engaging. Few interactables are also present in the overworld, such as flying mushroom, air rift, falling rocks. These open or close paths. There is also a weakness system, which I found out myself, not to toot my own on, but I think the game never mentioned about the weakness system at all. I randomly found it while checking the boss. The weakness system adds an extra bit of layer in the already robust battle system, but the impact it has in the battle is almost negligible. And finally, for the first time in the Dragon Quest series as a whole, you can damage the metal monsters using spells. Yes, spells. If you check the weakness system, it shows the immune to all elemental attacks. But if your monster possesses a crafty spell trait, it bypasses the immune condition and damages the metal monsters, including the king metal slime. Though sad to say, this is the part the right things they did end. Compared to Joker, DQM3 feels like a cheap ripoff. And yeah, that's harsh. But the amount of stuff Joker had that just didn't make it here is staggering. I'm not talking about a few missing features. I'm talking about entire systems, the stakes, the writing, even the identity of the series. The monster roster itself gets gutted from 700 plus to 500 plus. And you feel that loss constantly. We lost a lot, and what we got in return isn't enough. For someone who actually followed this series, it feels like a slap in the face, especially when Joker fans already get treated like an afterthought with no Western release. This just hurts. DQM is mainly catered to the casual audience of the Switch. Because of that, there is too much handholding. I get the appeal is mainly for the kids and teens, but a lot of great games focus both the players, both adults and kids. Even comparing Pokemon, where the main audience is kids, it also has an in-depth mechanics for the mature fans. Few things are not explained clearly. This might seem contradictory to the previous statement, but few systems are never mentioned or not clearly explained. Take weakness system for example. It was not explained at all. Even after talking with almost everyone, I still don't know where to find this seasonal float. And I have completed the post game with no content left to explore. Here are the few systems that could have massively extended the replayability: size manipulation for build variety, trade choosing for controlling the build, ranks up for long-term progression, mount for world utility, disk system for custom monster setups, and the old rider system. These might be gibberish to new players, but for Joker fans, these are near and dear. Even the Joker 3i price had a lot of issues and was incredibly grind heavy game. But what I wanted from a sequel is further expanding on the system, not shutting them down entirely. These systems provide lots of planning and builds. Few builds are easier to create and but doesn't scale with tougher bosses. Few are harder to create but worth the time. All these amazing systems are completely removed, which as a hardcore fan this annoys me. The TS of the skill trees only scale up to the third level, with way less third level skill trees too. I easily obtained the third level skill trees within the first half of the game. Yes, I planned through the way. No, I didn't expect this less skill trees. There is no job skill trees like Joker 3. Job skills are unique to traditional DQ. Skill trees which fuse with other trees to make powerful ones. That was a unique take on vocation system of the mainline Dragon Quest series. Now, the level design. I have already mentioned that I love the environmental design, but the way level progresses gets repetitive incredibly fast. Enter new circle, proceed to the village, get intro, then go on a quest to vanquish the big bad who is in the dungeon's final floor. This is the entire loop with minor changes for each circles, but not impactful enough to make it feel fresh. Mount Traversal could have included layers to the platforming portion of the game, while also making it fan service for the fans. With even Pokemon providing Mount Traversals now, DQM have no excuse in not providing one too. There is only one extra dungeon, if you can even call it a dungeon for the post game. Clearly, the post game seems to be an afterthought with no variety, no depth at all. But the story is still good. Even that portion can be completed within half an hour. I kid you not. I was elated to hop on for the post game and grind for hours. I only had 2 A ranks and 2 B ranks while fighting the final boss. With the same team, I defeated the post game boss too, which made me so disappointed. I wanted to make this video. I could forgive all this, but the number of monsters is my final nail in the coffin. I have almost obtained all the monsters excluding the S ranks, 350 out of 500 plus, and with no more post game content, I stopped at that. Few things which even Joker 3 didn't have, but a basic for other JRPG titles like side quests and other fun little side games could have made way lot more fun and exciting. The staple Casino of Dragon Quest could have been here to provide more content. The worst thing about DQM 3 is there is nothing to do after completing the entire game. Other than proceeding with the main quest, the game doesn't inherently provide any value in exploration at all. All the items and chests scattered around the overworld doesn't provide a satisfaction when obtained. Getting achievements are great in the books, but monsters doesn't need them. The stats given by them are negligible at best. There are two types of arena, and both were pretty easy to complete till A rank, the usual trend. But the final S rank, which should have been even harder than the secret final boss, is just lacking. I defeated it in my first try. The lack of content is truly underwhelming. With this, many might understand and sympathize with my statement. There is still one thing DQM3 did that makes my blood boil with rage. That is the story of DQM3. They took the beautiful tragedy and sanded it down, dumped it, and wrote a shallow character. They assassinated Psaro, the manslayer, completely. DQM3 is a soft reboot of DQ4's story. While the intended notion is to expand and explore the lore of Psaro, it was amazing to hear, but they butchered it by needlessly justifying things and removing many things that made Zaro Zaro. First, let me give my thoughts on DQ4 Zaro. He is a confused person. As a child, he saw both the darkness of the humankind while also seeing the kindness of the monsters. There are few instances which indicate he is against humans because whenever humans were near him, they mostly hurt him. When Rose was kidnapped, the culprits were humans who treated her as an object. It was clear Zaro's love towards Rose was immeasurable. He gathered things and materials which could protect her. Zaro's guardian, a monster dedicated to protect her. The flute, which is a key for reaching the tower. Even after all this, he is not perfect. His obsession with keeping her safe made him go to extremes, such as exterminating the humankind by destroying the hero as an infant, reviving its Stark, and planning on using Amulet of Transmutation. Even after obtaining the amulet, he only ever uses it when he knows that humans killed Rose and Rose is no more. A tragic, confused person, pushed to extreme for saving the one he loved. When it was not possible, he planned on avenging her. His character is even more fleshed in the post-game of DQ, where if we revive Rose, he would stand with the hero and avenge the actual reason for the death. Amon. The entire postgame was a journey for Zaro. He learns about his descent by gaining the Pandemonium armor set, and the picture of the person who has the armor is the old man Zaro. While most of this is not explicitly told in the story, it is my interpretation of the original DQ4. I think most will have a similar interpretation too. This is a beautiful tragedy of a story. The DQM3 retconned it by making Zaro misunderstood, where several events were orchestrated by his father, but the blame was put to him. If the retcon was good, I would have appreciated it. But the DQM3 is two separate stories mixed and mashed into one. Zaro here is motivated by revenge against his dad, who forsook his mother and him, due to which his mother died. Zaro's motive of avenging his mother is solid one, but the OG one was evil. To make him evil, they made him stupid too, so he hates humans too. If the backstory is little bit more fleshed, making it little more mature, then his hatred for humans would seem justified. Zaro here is just a edgy teen going through the emo phase. Rose is one of the most annoying character with no substance at all in the story. Her main role is in this story is act as a gateway to the circles of the underworld and give a comment on the new circle. Psaro barely reacts to Rose for 80% of the story, but her death suddenly flips the switch and we are expected to care. Chlorine Trouble has no real reason to be even present in this DQM3. He comes as a prop to use Sands of Time, but other than that, he almost has no impact. His role could be filled by any monster mascot. Throughout the game, we are sometimes given a choice, which honestly doesn't do anything. Raising a question, why is it even there? It only acts as a stopper for the cutscene. Saro was cursed by his father to not harm any other monsters, due to which he scouts and uses other monsters to fight, which is pretty good explanation. But lot of other things doesn't get this comfort of explaining or deepening the lore. Zara uses a gem known as Travelight to travel to the seven circles of Nigeria, which further divided into three echelons. Each circle has an overarching arc, but at the end, Zara's motive to go there is defeating the top brass of the echelon while completing the circles. We uncover there is an amulet of transmutation which grants the power to evolve, which Zaro intends on using against his father and the world. They also introduced the Super Amulet of Transmutation because why not? The final boss, Zaro's father, Randolpho, uses it to gain more power. I was hoping that the story would become good, not great, but just good. I was thoroughly disappointed when even the twist didn't land and are barebone. The raid of the hero's village was not committed by Zaro, but Zaro was just there at the wrong time. Amon being a puppet of Randolpho, all these twists were predictable. Even the hero of DQ4 did not escape the assassination. Here, Hero is just honestly a jerk. In the end, the OG gang helps Zaro, after which the hero threatens that when Zaro steps out of the line, he will stop him by force if needed. This line was supposed to make the DQ4 hero a cool guy, but it just made him a jerk. Zaro was intending to stop Rodolfo, which was tasked by Zenith Dragon. And most importantly, the OG hero would never do this. In the OG game, we as the hero are the ones who resurrect Rose. The post game was good, not great, but good. Ludo and his mother creating a separate world while planning to destroy the current one, which would in a case put a stop to all suffering. And Ludo finally agreeing with Zaro and just leaving to the separate world was honestly refreshing to experience in midst of the main game's mess of a story. I will repeat this once again. Even if it's for kids, it doesn't change the fact that adults can enjoy that. There are several great examples which while being made for kids, still enjoyed and appreciated by adults, and this is not one of it. So yeah, even after all this ranting, I'm not done with Dragon Quest Monsters. Because DQM3 does polish a lot of foundation. The ports are great, the quality of life is real, and bringing the series to Android and PC is a big deal. It deserves credit. I just wish they gave the missing systems and writing the same love they gave the gameplay. If the next entry builds on these foundations, expands the roster, bringing back the depth, and actually nails the story, DQM can absolutely stand next to the Pokemon and Digimon in the monster catching genre. But DQM 3, here's my final verdict. As a game, 7 out of 10. As a sequel to Joker, 4 out of 10. And that's why it hurts. Not because it's bad, because it could have been great. Thanks for watching. Take care. And Square Enix, please give me Joker 4.